Hi guys, and today's shout out is Eiloon. I believe I said that right. I apologise if I haven't. His channel consists of short videos mainly concerning a model railway layout that began in 1972 and recommended after a 40-year break. The videos are from a bee recovering from falling in a bird bath, to open days of miniature engineering projects in Perthshire. His channel will be in the description or in the eye. He's a very nice guy. He knows a lot of stuff. He's really good at servicing locos too. So yeah guys, as you may have guessed, today's review is all about the Bachmann LBSC, London Brighton South Coast Railway E4. So yeah. Model. Bachmann branch lines produced several models of the E4 tank, including examples as the SR olive green, the BR black, and the LBSCR Umbro livery. So as we move on to the front, the locomotive has separately applied cement box dart handrails. No sprung buffers, but I believe they are metal. They are. It has a small NEM tension lock coupling. As we move on to the side of the loco, as you can see there is a builder's plate there on the splasher. It is in the umbral brown, the London Brighton South Coast Railway brown, I believe. Has a white roof, which could mean it's a Royal engine, I am not sure. Separately applied parts of all these fine detail here around the water fillers, glazing in the cab, a separately applied whistle, and the wheel configuration is a 062. As we move on to the cab detail, it's all painted in there. Don't know how well you can see it. Water gauges, regulator, reverser, everything's painted. Bachmann's done a really nice job on there. I'm just sorry I can't really pick it out that much. As we move on to the bunker, it has the number on the side here, which is 579. It has a gold, yellow and brown lining all the way through the loco, which I forgot to mention, on the boiler as well. The coal load is one of the better ones I have seen on a model railway, and I'm no person to judge because I can't make it myself. We have separately applied steps, a really intricate coal rail, and as I said before, no sprung buffers at all. I wouldn't normally do this on a loco, but here it goes. As you can see, you get the sanding gear. You have pickups on all, see there, all 6 big wheels. We have like a radius style pony truck. It doesn't swivel, but there's enough in there to make the wheel move. And as you see by the name pockets there, and that's what that proves is not metal buffers or sprung ones. There we go. The L, B and SCR E4 class, the London Brighton South Coast Railway E4 class, is a class of 062T side tanks steam locomotive designed by Robert Billington. They were introduced in 1897 and were especially larger versions of the E3 class. The cylinder's diameter was reduced from 18 to 17.5 inches by the Southern Railway. The E4 class of radial tanks were powerful for their size and would stewards of the local passenger, freight and branch line work for more than 50 years. 75 of the members of the class were built at Brighton Works between December 1897 and September 1903. All of the class survived the transfer to Southern Railway ownership in 1923. One example, however, destroyed as a result of enemy action against the Eastbourne Motor Power Department in 1942. The remaining continued in regular use following the nationalisation of the Southern Railway, becoming part of the British Railway in 1948. However, the arrival of diesel multiple units and the reduced number of branch lines after the reshaping of British Railway in 1963, the locomotives gradually became surplus to requirements and withdrawn in 1955. Most of the class was withdrawn between 1958 and 64. Later in BR days, several of the examples were found new jobs as station pilots, most famously at London Waterloo, where they would bring empty carriage rakes into the station from the yard at Clapham Junction. They were also used on services such as the local famous Lancing Bell, which ran from Brighton to Lancing Carriage Works of the London and Brighton South Coast Railway, often double-heading with a member of the same class or a larger E6 class. There was a subclass of E4s called E4X class. In 1909, 4 locomotives were rebuilt by D.E. Marsh with larger boilers, which later BR numbers were 32466, 32477, 32478 and 23489. One of the last survivors in 1963 was number 32473. This was purchased by a group of preservationists and brought to the Bluebell Railway in East Sussex, where it remained ever since, except for visits to other lines such as the Severn Valley and the Isle of Wight Railway. The engine was withdrawn from traffic in 1971 and dismembered. Work, however, didn't start until the 80s, and following a long overhaul, she returned to traffic in 1997 to celebrate her centenary in 1998. She was painted in a completely non-standard LBSC Marsh Umbra livery with the name Birch Grove on the side of the tanks. In 2005, she was repainted in the British Railway Line Black Mixed Traffic livery. Following withdrawal from service in May 2008, the locomotive was soon brought into the Bluebell workshop for a fast overhaul, including a repaint into its 1920 Southern Railway green to match the stock of the line. This was completed during January 2010, with the engine relaunching into traffic on the 30th of January 2010. 23473 is the only ex-LBSCR preserved locomotive not to be designed by William Stroudley. Here is some information on the class. Obviously the power type is steam, designed by R.J. Billington All built at Brighton Works between 1897 and 1903. 75 of the class were built, 4 were rebuilt into the E4X. The wheel configuration is a 062T, the T stands for tank. You have standard gauge, fuel is coal, cylinders 2 inside. It operated under the LSBC, the SR and BR. The class is a E4, E4X. The power type is BR2MT. They retired in 1944 to 1963 and 1 is preserved. The rest was scrapped. Here is some information on the model I just looked at. The BR number is 32579. Its first grouping number is SR2579. Its first pre-grouping is LBSC 579. The class code is E-4. The designer is Blinton, as we know. The wheel configuration is 062T. It was built on the 31st of the 7th, 1903 at Brighton Works. The shed code, the 1948 is 75C Norwood Junction. The last one is 71A Eastleigh. It was withdrawn on the 30th of the 11th, 1959. It was disposed at Ashford Works. It was cut up on the 31st of the 12th, 1959. So yeah guys, there it is on the tracks. It will be, it can do second radius curves, which is a good thing, because I've got a few tank engines that can't. We'll give it some slow speed. You'll have to mind the 2 locos over there. They're for another video. So yeah, here you go, slow speed. It's going to die on that point. Yeah, I thought it might. Not bad, not bad. Remember, all my locos are DCC ready, or DC. So yeah guys, that's the end of the video. Please check out Loon's channel, I think that's how you say it. He's a very friendly guy, positive comments. As you heard at the start of the video, what he's into. He's got time for anyone to help you, whatever. So yeah, please check out his channel. The locos we had obviously was the E4 London Brighton South Coast Railway one. We had another tank engine. We had the Bachmann V3 or V1 depending on which one it was. And over there, you can just see it all the way over there. We had the Thompson L1 by Hornby. And down in the sheds, Terrier and Adam Radius tank by Oxford Rail. So yeah, sorry about that. The stock they both had, obviously the Gretley one had teaks, 6 teaks, and the E4 had Thomas wagon and a couple of 4-wheel wagons. I don't normally run them, but it's nice to just show them. As you see, that red one there is a bit childish, but you know, reminds me of memories, so it's all good. So yeah, guys, you'll hear of me in the next video. It's goodbye from them, and it's goodbye from me, guys. Bye.